Hey guys, welcome back to Down the Stretch. I'm going to be doing the replays and reviews for 2000 Guinness Day, which was Sunday, June 8th, 2025. I'm going to big up some of my viewers. Bigging up Try Dan, Racing Empire, Nikon Vision, Shovel, aka True Island Stories, Moshi, Errol Clark, everybody who come out and support the live. We had a very nice live on Sunday, very good live. We had a lot of winners. Going big up a new viewer, Michael Nemhard. He came on the live and said him have two soup first, and he was correct. He came out and said he had Cosmic Force and Hit and Run. A matter of fact, when he came on and said that Cosmic Force as a cook food specialist, I said, boy, I hope that the pot the burn up because I did not have Cosmic Force on my pick six. And further in this video, you'll see I'm going to show my pick six what I bought. And I told him, say, I hope that the cook food the burn up because I don't have him on my pick six. So big up to Michael Nemhard. He came out, he said Cosmic Force and Hit and Run were two soups, both one at prices. So big up to everybody who support the live, and anytime I get the chance to do a live, I definitely going to do it. All right, let's just get into the races and review of the program. So in the first race, my top four selections were Kismet, Sky Rizzy, Papa Grey, and Shawami the Butcher. And at the start of my live, I was telling nobody that I think this Kismet should win this race, even though Sky Rizzy I thought would help set up the pace, but Kismet didn't need it. One was an easy winner. Sky Rizzy was a non-starter. Papa Grey was third, and a disappointing run there from Shawami the Butcher.
Holds them. Now they're off. Charming Sound staggers out at the back. Princess Ifya grabs an early lead, Kismet rushing upon the rail. I'm interested just on the inside of Miss Linton. Shawami the Butcher, the favourite, racing on the outside. 4.5 lengths separates those. Papa Grey is a length in behind them. Toots joining that one on the outside. Blinking Light is further back. Then Don Pablo, and a Charming Sound trails the field. They've left the half mile. They make their way toward the 7/16th, and out on that lead, Princess Ifya holds on to a 2-length advantage. Shawami the Butcher chasing along with Kismet hugging that rail. Miss Linton races down toward the outside. Toots now making a big move and looking dangerous as they race toward the final 5/16th. Papa Grey races up with I'm Interested, then Blinking Light, Charming Sound, and Don Pablo trails the field. They're coming into the lane. Princess Ifya clinging on to the advantage as they drive past the quarter pole. Toots on the outside now kicking in. Kismet looking for room against the rail as they drive toward the furlong pole. It's Princess Ifya, Toots, watch on the rail. Kismet now beginning to come through with a run as they leave the furlong pole behind, and Kismet now takes that lead. Princess Ifya left 2 lengths back. Papa Grey trying to close up on the extreme outside. That's I'm Interested, but they drive inside the final yardage, and it's Kismet and Emilia McLean who get to the wire first by maybe 5. Princess Ifya is second. Papa Grey is third. I'm Interested in a photograph with Charming Sound on the rail.
My top four selections in the second race were Titan Tempo, Great Wayne, I Realize, and Burning Valor. Titan Tempo, as expected, got the job done dropping down in class, although it was a hard-fought one. Outsider that I tipped, Great Wayne, was very prominent turning for home, but ended up fading into fourth. I Realized ran a brave race to finish in second, and Burning Valor faded to finish sixth. A horse to note next time at the races is going to be She's My Hedge Fund. That's the 2-horse. Watch the start of the race. She's My Hedge Fund is going to have a bad start, but managed to run on to finish fourth.
Often racing, She's My Hedge Fund steps a bit slow and races at the back of the field. Just on the outside and making that running, that's Burning Valor overtaken by I Realize just on the inside rail and coming on, that's Titan Tempo just on the outside of Titan Tempo. That's Justin Biden. Another length before we come to Great Wayne, just beside Great Wayne now that Spirit of Light and tailing off a bit at the back. That's the slow starting She's My Hedge Fund. They go past the 5, and I Realize narrowly on that lead. From Burning Valor racing in second, a length and a piece before we come to Titan Tempo waiting with in a third. Just on the outside, that's Justin Biden. Spirit of Light and Great Wayne are still traveling together on another 6 trailing before we come to She's My Hedge Fund. I Realize kicking away by about a length and a half from still tracking in second. That's Burning Valor. Titan Tempo is right there too. Recovering and coming on. That's Great Wayne. Backing out of it a bit. That is Justin Biden. Then comes Spirit of Light, and now overtaking Spirit of Light. That is She's My Hedge Fund there at the top of the lane, and it's I Realize attacked on the in the middle of the track by Titan Tempo, and Titan Tempo has now assumed the lead from I Realize, but I Realize is not backing down and is right there for a fight, coming to the half a furlong pole, and Titan Tempo looks to be getting the better of I Realize, who is still there fighting. It's Titan Tempo driven out. I Realize still fighting, but will only be second by it's Titan Tempo beating I Realize. It's very tight for third. Maybe She's My Hedge.
The third race was pretty straightforward. I only had three selections there: Sensational Gift, Valley of Love, and the Secret Mission. Top choice, Secret Mission, got the job done at 8-1, making all the running. Valley of Love was second at 3-1, and disappointing Sensational Gift did not finish, was pulled up and pulled out of the race. As you can see here, that was disappointing for me because I had that trifecta call if Sensational Gift would have run third. Looks to have broken down. Now let's revisit the third race.
They're off. Lagertha steps off at the back of the field, giving the rest a 10-length jump. A Secret Mission is pushed out and asked to take that lead as they flash past the 6. Bossy Girl is a length and a nose-tickling tail back in second. Sweet Burn on the outside, Valley of Love moving toward the inside. Sensational Gift had to be checked. And at the back of the field, it's Rani and a long, long way last to Lagertha. They race toward the half mile and make their way now toward the top of the lane. And Secret Mission is now holding on to that lead. Stablemate Sweet Burn right there 2 lengths back. Bossy Girl is on the rail. Valley of Love and Arani now joining. Sensational Gift is further back, and Forget Lagertha. Approaching the final 3. A Secret Mission attempting to go all the way, leads up by some 2 lengths. Stablemate Sweet Burn on the outside. Bossy Girl looks to have reserves. A Valley of Love in the red race is up next. Rani is put to the stick. Sensational Gift has a mountain to climb along with Lagertha, but Secret Mission and Emilia McLean bring them into the lane. They race past the 316th. It is Secret Mission opening up the gap. Valley of Love now let loose on the outside. Bossy Girl running on the spot. Sweet Burn left back in 4th spot, but it's Secret Mission arriving at the furlong pole with that lead. Being shaken up now by Emilio McLean. 16th to run. Can they catch Secret Mission? The left-hand stick called for, and Secret Mission holds a 3.5 length lead and will keep it to the line. A double for McLean. A Valley of Love is second. Bossy Girl is third. Sweet Burn is fourth.
The fourth race, my top 4 selections were Wilson, Heroin, Let Him Fly, and Great Trick. Wilson finished second. Heroin was 5th. Let Him Fly, brilliant front-running performance there under Omar Walker, was first, and Great Trick finished third. And on my live, all the guys watching on our lives were really excited because I had my triple closing in this race on Let Him Fly, even though I was very angry that I didn't start my triple in the first race, but I was excited that I had a double and a triple closing in the fourth race, so we're really, really excited about this race. And El Champo got it done. This is a jockey that anytime I have on a bet and it's closing a bet and it's Walker riding, to have some degree of confidence, because Walker knows what he does. He just doesn't get the right rides nowadays, but Walker is a big jockey.
And we're ready. Ready for a start from Dwayne Timmel. They're off and racing. That is a perfect line. Shuffled back though, that's Sure de Jour, as Let Him Fly applies the pressure, and Let Him Fly goes on to that lead. It's Let Him Fly from Wilson, right there on the inside. Lord of Agilon in the mix, backing out of it and maybe squeeze for space. That's 6th Avenue, rushing down into Churganga Jamuna, also coming out wide and traveling nicely. That is Turn On the Light. So it is Let Him Fly on that lead. A Turn On the Light assumes into second. Right there in the third, that is Lord of Agilon, about 3 or 4 lengths before we come to Sir Ganga Jamuna. Right on the outside of Sir Ganga Jamuna, that is Heroin. As they go past the 3, it is Let Him Fly, letting out a notch or 2, about 3 or 4 or 5 lengths in front, and looks to be traveling well. Can he sustain this run? It's Let Him Fly on that lead, still there chasing It is Turn on the Light. Wilson set a light and begins to come forward. Let him fly to the furlong and a half pole. Still has a good looking lead. Wilson is cutting into it though, coming out wide. That is Great trick, but it is still Let Him Fly. Still in front and still comfortable. Wilson keeps on coming though. Let Him Fly, keeping on the Omar Walker. Wilson coming on the outside. Let Him Fly, trying to see out the next 100 meters. Let Him Fly, and Let Him Fly goes on to win. Wilson is second. Then comes Great Trick back in fourth. That's Turn on the Light. Her win completes the high five.
The fifth race, my top four selections were Wayne's Princess, Manny Slam, Smart Asset, and Loyal Action. Wayne's Princess was third. Manny Slam was sixth. Disappointing run from Smart Asset was fifth. And Loyal Action was second. So after going 4 for 4 on my live, heading to the fifth race, feeling confident that I think the pick six was in sight. Didn't have Cosmic Force at all. So not going to find any excuses there. Just didn't like Cosmic Force. And I have Loyal Action as one of my selections, but I didn't carry him on my pick six. I'm going to show you right here. And also I had a double closing on Wayne's Princess. That's the horse I really wanted to win the race, but that's part of the game. But we will be back. My second pick six, it was busted in this race, so I threw that away right away. Ended up with 4 out of 6 on that pick six. 5 out of 6 on the first pick six, and it was a good payout, but that's part of the game.
Start already now. They're off. Smart Asset, the favorite, gets a fair start as they begin to sort themselves out in the earlies. Princess Aquila on the far side in the white headgear. The best daughter-in-law is showing good speed and is right up with the front end, could possibly be the overall leader already. Loyal Action, Cosmic Force, they race near the stand fence. Bosie has already positioned herself right against that stand fence as they make their way now toward the final quarter. A best daughter-in-law has that lead, drifting toward the center of the course. Bosie is right against the stands, along with a Cosmic Force. Loyal Action drifting toward the middle. Smart Asset has a lot to do as this best daughter-in-law is traveling powerfully inside the final 316. The best daughter-in-law has that lead. In the pink nearest to us, Cosmic Force. On the far side, that is a Loyal Action, but it's best daughter-in-law continuing to hold the advantage under Devon Brown. They drive toward the line. Best daughter-in-law now beginning to shut down. Loyal Action on the far side, Cosmic Force nearest to us, and Cosmic Force may have done it over Loyal Action. Then Wayne's Princess, possibly just over best daughter-in-law. The favorite Smart Asset is back in fifth.
The sixth race, my top four selections were Kusmi, Benison, Slam Sharp, and Uncle Baba. Kusmi finished fifth. Benison was the winner. Slam Sharp, disappointing, finished ninth. And Uncle Baba was third. My outsiders in the race, never figured Nebuchadnezzar finished sixth and Candy Girl was last.
Slam Sharp. 9 furlongs and 25 yards the trip. We have a line and we're ready for a start from Denzel Miller. Some action in the gate. They're off and racing. One code misses it and is left at the back of the field. Slam Sharp is away sharply. Also there, that's Uncle Baba, Alchemy of Souls, rushing down on the outside. Saving ground against the rail. That is He's Sensational, and He's Sensational is in front of Alchemy of Soul joining. Then comes Royal Maverick. Slam Sharp is there. Also on the inside, that's Benison saving ground. Then comes Candy Girl. Behind the Candy Girl, that's Uncle Baba right against the rail. One code. Then comes Nebuchadnezzar, Jody's Fun, Attila, and racing at the back of the field, that is Kuzmi. They head toward the 6, and it is He's Sensational, contented to take that lead. Traveling easily though. Second, that's Alchemy of Soul. Racing in third, Benison there. Nothing any rush. Racing in fourth, Slam Sharp. Then comes Nebuchadnezzar. Behind Nebuchadnezzar, that's Uncle Baba. One code comes next, joined by Candy Girl. Circling horses and coming around, that's Jody's Fun. Then comes Nebuchadnezzar and Attila, and then comes Royal Maverick and Kuzmi still racing at the back. They've left the 4 and head toward the 3, and it is on that lead. He's Sensational, still bowling along, unmolested, tracking in second. That's Alchemy of Soul. asked to do more. That's Benison, about 4 lengths before we come to Nebuchadnezzar and Slam Sharp. Also making ground, that's Uncle Baba. Jody's Fun is also recovering and also coming on. That's Kuzmi. They're at the top of the lane. He's sensational, still in front, but here comes Benison coming to the attack. He's sensational, keeping on. Benison threatening on the outside and looks up. Ominous threat. It's Benison now that grabs the lead. He's sensational, still there battling on. Left back in third. That's Alchemy of Soul and Uncle Baba, but Benison begins to kick away in the Howard Hamilton Cup, the trophy. It's Benison in front, and Benison and Shane Ellis doing it easily in the end, about by 4 lengths. He's sensational in second. Then comes Uncle Baba, Alchemy of Soul. Kuzme running on for fifth.
The seventh race, my top 4 selections were Money Market, Midnight Flight, California Crown, and Fearless Soul. Money Market was second, Midnight Flight was ninth, California Crown was fourth, and Fearless Soul was the winner. Big up to Mr. Eric Clark, one of the viewers of my live, On the live, he pointed out, says, stay away from California Crown, I don't think California Crown is well.
A Money Market is in. This is the musical Maestro Sprint. They're off immediately. Fair start, it seems. California Crown is racing close to the fractions. Midnight Flight is showing some speed. That's the gray in the center. Money Market has drifted across now toward the middle of the racetrack as they sort themselves out and make their way toward the final quarter. A Gift from Ben is right there on the premises. Midnight Flight in between horses. A Money Market is also showing good speed. These are the 3 main contenders. California Crown now switched toward the center for a clear run. Now begins to make ground as they're inside the last quarter. A Money Market may just be the leader. A Gift from Ben near to us. Right against the stand fence. That's Teflon Don on the far side. California Crown now asked to get going. But Money Market is holding on to that lead. Teflon Don trying to cut into it. California Crown on the far side. Money Market is there. Here comes Fearless Soul exploding on the outside. Money Market showing signs of stress. Fearless Soul closes in for the kill and wins it over Money Market. Then Teflon Don, California Crown. Close between A Gift from Ben and Impressive Force.
The 8th race, my top 4 selections were Seaplane, Solace, Never, and Uncle Peck. This race was another headache race for me because this was one of my key races for the day. In this race, I gambled a double for $10, Uncle Peck going down on chocomo. So this race was really a headache for me. And before the start of the race, I pointed out on my live, I said I didn't like how Seaplane looked when he was walking. And I said that Seaplane doesn't change his lead leg in the races, so I know him have some issue with his leg. And when he was walking and his right front leg was turned out a little bit. He was kind of walking funny on it. And I pointed out on the live before the start of the race that Seaplane's right foreleg doesn't look right. And Seaplane did not finish. He broke down and was pulled up. Solace finished 4th. Never finished 3rd. My top choice, Uncle Peck, was 2nd. If you guys remember, if you was watching the review, my outsider to watching this race was Design Diva. Design Diva was scratched because Design Diva won on Saturday. So I didn't like Design Diva on Saturday because I thought it was going to run on Sunday. The winner, Hit and Run, when big up Mr. Michael Nemhard once again. He came on the live. He came with 2 horses, Cosmic Force and Hit and Run. Both horses won. Big up to Michael Nemhard.
9 furlongs and 25 yards, and we are ready for the Moselle. They're off and racing, dwelling at the start. That's Uncle Peck. Rushing through to get the lead. That is a Hit and Run. Hit and Run, saving that important inside run from Solace right there, just on the outside, Never joining. Successful Man comes next, right against the rail. That's Seaplane. Just beside Seaplane, that's Town Star joining them and overtaking them. That's Uncle Peck, recovering after that break and racing at the back of the field. That's the Soul Warrior. They turn over on the back stretch and head toward the 6th, and Hit and Run has the lead narrowly from right there in second. That's Never. No, Never goes on from Hit and Run. Uncle Peck watches dangerously from 3rd as they pass the 6th, contented to sit 4th and wait. That's Solace making progress back behind those. That is the Successful Man, about 6 lengths away before we come to the Soul Warrior joined by Seaplane and racing at the back of the field, Town Star. They head toward the 4, and the war continues up front, coming back for more. That is Hit and Run. Hit and Run now goes on. A half a length, now a length from Never racing in second. Uncle Peck gone in chase. Hawks for more. That is Solace still there behind them. That Successful Man just coming on from Successful Man. That's the Soul Warrior. Then comes a Seaplane and Never in it. That's Town Star. They're coming at the top of the lane. And Hit and Run now tackled by Uncle Peck. Hit and Run still in front under very enterprising ride from the lady Abigail Abel. It's Hit and Run in front. Uncle Peck on the outside coming down. Hit and Run repelling. Uncle Peck coming fast and furious, but it's Hit and Run still saving off the challenge from Uncle Peck. Hit and Run and Abigail Abel trying to see out this last furlong and beginning to stretch away a bit. This is a good ride from Abigail Abel. It's Hit and Run in front. Uncle Peck trying hard. Hit and Run in still in front, and Hit and Run and Abigail Abel, I think she has stolen it. Hit and Run and Abigail Abel goes on to win the Moselle by maybe 4 lengths. Well done, Abby. Second, Uncle Peck. Then comes Never. Behind those, that's Solace and the Soul Warrior back in 5th.
The 9th race, my top 4 selections were Atlantic Convoy, Major Danger, Jordan Reigns, and Chocomo. Atlantic Convoy finished 6th. Major Danger was 3rd. Jordan Reigns was 7th, and Chocomo was the winner. And that was my key horse for the day. If you watch my tips, as I pointed out the race that he was beaten by Champion Bubbler, giving Champion Bubbler 6 kilos. And I said if Champion Bubbler was here, would definitely have won. And Chocomo did pull it off at 72. My outsider in the race to watch was Press Conference, who finished 5th.
The musical maestro. 5 furlongs straight. Starter ready now. He has a clear track. They're off. Chocomo nearest to us in the red silks, breaks running fast. Ridgeliner in the center, just ahead of Ridgeliner, that's a Jordan Reigns. Major Danger on the far side with Atlantic Convoy as they charge away now, covering just the first furlong and a half. A Jordan Reigns gets going, right up there with the front end. A Chocomo is also running quickly right alongside Jordan Reigns. Major Danger is there. Near the stands, Prince Aman in the white cap. Mudshaft is right against the fence. Press Conference racing in behind them in their slipstream. Ridgeliner running a surprising race already in the center as they leave the quarter pole, but the action is on the far side. A Chocomo, just the leader. Major Danger. Jordan Reigns looking for room in between them, but this Chocomo is fleet of foot inside the final furlong. It is Chocomo holding on to the advantage. Major Danger trying to close up here now. Beginning to quicken up, that's Prince Aman, but Chocomo has them off their legs, and Chocomo will win it. Prince Aman second, Major Danger third. Could be Mudshaft fourth. A photo between Atlantic Convoy and Press Conference for 5th.
And the 10th and final was the big one. It was the 2,000 Guineas. And in this race, I selected 6 horses. They were Sensational Soul, Big Buzz, Mark My Identity, Prince Roy, I Dream Again, and My Eclipse. And the reason I used so many horses because the way the colts were running, I didn't think the colts stay that much. I think the fillies stay better than the colts, to be honest. Someone and I was having a discussion on the channel, and they asked why I leave Bob the Builder. And true, I shouldn't have left Bob the Builder, but I thought he was a little green compared to these. And the 141, I didn't think he could run 141 in the Guineas. As I pointed out in the comments with the viewer, I said it's a different pace. The pace is going to be fast, and he's not going to be able to run that fast. And I was thinking that some of these horses might be able to still run 141. I just knew Bob the Builder wouldn't be able to do 141. So I was right and I was wrong in a sense, because he did run a brave race to be beaten into second. But I was correct about the time and knew he could not run back 141 with the pace that was being set here. But I was also correct that a lot of these horses are not going to stay past the mile. So I think the fillies, in my opinion, I think the fillies have the edge going into the longer races. But they're still young, and Sensational Soul definitely looks talented and has a nice size on him. So definitely can improve off of this run. Good run by him. Shane Ellis rode a brilliant ride. He possibly could have won further, because I think Shane Ellis got checked coming around the turn. And then he timed the ride. And he won pretty easy. Shane wasn't driving him out to the line. So Sensational Soul looks the dominant colt right now. Might improve off of this and possibly should stay further. But for my selections, Sensational Soul was first, Big Buzz was fifth, and I did put a ticket on Big Buzz. I really like Big Buzz. I had a double closing on Big Buzz, to be honest, at 26-1. I think he might improve on. Good looking horse, this Big Buzz. My Identity, disappointing, finished 7th. Prince Roy prominent, but faded into 8th. I Dream Again put in a brave run to finish 3rd and definitely on the improve at this time. And disappointing horse for me in this race, who also put a double on, was My Eclipse, finished 10th.
Starter ready and sends them off. My Eclipse comes away running with I Dream Again on the far side. Prince Roy not too far away. He's down now. Another one shows speed and runs the rail. Toward the outside, that's Big Buzz locked down, overtaking along with Bob the Builder as they make their way down the back stretch. Another one shows speed and has that lead. A lockdown and Prince Roy in close proximity. I Dream Again on the outside. Bob the Builder in a handy spot. My Eclipse is next, about 6 or 7 off that lead. Sensational Soul tucked in between horses. Boss Man now splitting rivals. Mr. Lee is there with Strong Mind as they charge down the far side. Big Buzz races with the field toward the back of it. Mark My Identity on the outside. Brompton Boy asked to make ground. Prince Kazir races second from the back, and a bang around now, hopeless at the moment, left last. They've left the half mile. They arrive at the 7/16th. And on the rail, it's a Bob the Builder with that lead. Another one is there. I Dream Again now kicks in, and I Dream Again snatches the lead. But Bob the Builder is fighting hard on the rail. They've opened up some 3 or 4 lengths. Lockdown now asked to close up. They're coming into the lane. And I Dream Again in the green silks drifts off toward the center. Bob the Builder continues to run a huge one and has that lead down against the rail and gets cracks of that right-hand stick. It is Bob the Builder out in front. Here is Sensational Soul now unleashed and let loose. Bob the Builder with a 2-length lead. Sensational Soul eating into it. It's Bob the Builder just. Sensational Soul now finding top stride. Bob the Builder driven out. Sensational Soul is exploding in the end and will win the 2,000 Guinness from Bob the Builder. I Dream Again, Strong Mind, close between Big Buzz and Lockdown.
Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Definitely leave a comment. And as always, stay safe.